Hey, I'm Decathlon Gamer. This is the Road to the Record, where I work to achieve mastery of 10 games and a hunt for the best score of the Decathlon. If you like what you see, remember to hit that like button. You want to see more? Hit subscribe. Let the games begin. This is Motorsport Manager, and it's episode 57 of this long-running series now. We are in the top tier, racing Formula 1, or at least top tier, the World Motorsport Championship in the single-seater series. And we are just hanging on to things. Max Verstappen has scored 2 points in 3 races since coming over and joining the team after we stole him away from Red Bull. And then Colton Herta has scored 1 point in 3 races since Max's arrival. 29 on the season as a whole, 18 of those right away in the first race, so 11 in all the races since. So our scoring ratio is still quite low. We are definitely still having a bit of a struggle. If we look at the team's side of it, we are just hanging on in 8th place, 5 points clear of Renault, and 8 points clear of Haas. There's a lot of money to be had, and there's a big gap from the top to the bottom, so every position really counts at this point. It would be amazing if we could get ahead of Williams and Toro Rosso, but that is highly unlikely at this point. Mercedes and Red Bull definitely the dominant forces. Ferrari is well behind in 3rd, but then McLaren, Force India, definitely better than the rest. Force India, though, actually picked up some serious points in a crazy race that they did get a win on. So Ocon getting the win, not necessarily something he could repeat. I mean, that's half the points he's had on the entire season. Kind of like how, with Herta, we got 18 points, well over half of his total in just 1 race for the entire season. And in real life, a perfect example of that would be Azerbaijan a couple years back when Williams were able to get on the pole with podium with Lance Stroll in 3rd place. All right, so we are doing some car improvements, and we have suspension that's good enough now to be on the car, but we still have 1 day until the race, and then we'll focus heavily on some performance upgrades on those newer parts on the car. We have not touched the engine yet, and we have now started work on the gearbox. We're going to have another one done here pretty soon. But what we have going on right now is we have a new vote being started on last place bonus payments to try to help keep the bottom team off the bottom. This would start next year. Benefits teams at the bottom, does not benefit top teams, and certainly does not benefit mid-rank teams either. And it's a $250,000 bonus at the end of each race for whichever the last place team in the championship. So not in the race weekend, but in the championship overall. I am actually kind of neutral on this one because we are not the last place team, and this will not take effect until next year anyway, and I'm on the way up, not on the way down, as I continue to improve. So I'm actually going to go ahead and abstain on this one, but I'm really curious on what happens. So let's see how this race, or how this vote turns out. Total Wolf also abstaining. Riva Beni, who actually just got fired from Ferrari here in the last couple of days, is replaced. Williams, Haas, Haas is Steiner. Toro Rosso, I think, were the ones that voted for it, and really close vote. And the double against here, not sure. Let's see, yellow and blue. Is that Renault? Who it actually would have favored. Black and yellow could have been. Oh no, that was Haas. Interesting. But it fails, just barely. Alright, just a few hours away from totally having that part done. 97% now, so there you go. We can actually now flip this the other way. Put 4 guides on it, that should be enough. 26 going the other way. So we're going to be heading to the Ardennes forest in Belgium, so Spa. And it looks like we are in for a dry practice, dry qualifying, and a wet race. So other than setup, a lot of our time will be spent on our qualifying bonus in terms of tires. And then in the race itself, it looks like we're not going, likely not going for a one-stopper. And if we are, half of that is going to be on wets. So whatever bonuses we get are probably going to go to the smaller compounds. Okay, so I already made the change on suspension, and Herta got the new one that just finished, and the better suspension that comes with a fuel efficiency improvement, but also it's coming at a cost of 20% reliability lost. So that'll put us at 77 on that part. Estimated positions are 14th and 15th. Still outside of the points, but getting more consistent and capable of snatching some points. Herta is now better. Herta is now better, but Verstappen still has his dodgy neck for 3 more weeks. I'm not going to leave him at home, though. Definitely going for that bonus. We have a huge deficit that we are running at the moment. Now, here is qualifying. There is practice. And then maybe a couple for the race. We may get a chance to run some softs. Mediums, I'm expecting 1 race set only. I think we're going to be on the super softs and softs, so at least that's what we're going to target. Alright, so on to Spa-Francorchamps. If you've ever seen my Formula 1 series, this is the most challenging track for me. And it's actually at a really easy spot. It's not like a crazy turn or anything, but it's right down there. Oh, let's see, what would that be? Turns... I guess it would be 3. And I think they count it as 4 going up the hill. Eau Rouge. Alright, weight stripping. Herta, we want to drop 20%. But the suspension, I don't want to drop 20% on because the suspension is going to take a 20% nab as well. So we're going to leave the suspension up, not get the performance boost there. Gearbox. Want to go after 5%? Drops me to 76. Why not? Going for it. Okay, now Max doesn't have any of those kind of penalties. Alright, so both of them are actually picking up 315 now. So interesting on that they're level. But that's a pretty good performance boost. Okay, we're definitely not running the mediums. Speed balance needs to go up. 15, 17, 20 to 22, that is a long time. Softs will last a good long while, and there's not a big performance difference between the softs. But there is a 4-lap difference. We definitely are going to get the super softs taken care of first. Now, are we in for a dry practice? First half at least, yes. Okay, downforce. I'm going to bring that over just a little bit to start. Speed balance, I expect it to go more towards the top speed, but we'll make a small adjustment for now. And we're going to take care of the super softs on both cars. And let's get to it. Boy, everybody heading out on mediums. Okay, 1 lap's enough. We don't need a lot of fuel. We want to get back in quick. Oh, good, they're both set up on qualifying trim. We're going to knock that one out of the park and then switch over to the race trim. And we're going to go into the attack mode to speed the lap up by a second or two. Oof. Not so good on our first setup. Just 74%. Alright, well, downforce was definitely pushing this way. And just okay. We need a lot more top speed. And handling, I'm imagining if we're having a lot of... Personally, I would not take understeer here. I would go for oversteer. Okay, we will try that. No other changes. A little better on max, but only 1% better. Downforce is okay. Handling's pretty good. Speed balance is poor. Let's assume that's gotta go a little ways. Adjustments being made. Car's heading back out on track and heading back to the garage. First tier unlocked. Ooh, what an improvement. 95, just like that. 20% improvement. We went the right way. So we're going to pick up a little bit here. We went over a little bit, but that's going to put us over more. Well, let's try just the downforce and see where that gets us. And as close as we are, let's go ahead and go out for the 3 laps. And Max also right there. 2 excellents. And the 2 harder ones at 98%. We can hit just about 100 here for Max. Okay, so we had 2/10 there. See if that very minor adjustment could make the difference. Definitely going out for 3 laps as well. Now we want to keep the tires from being overheated. And actually we're going out for a normal run, so let's let them go. Let's get these bonuses out of the way. Okay, high fuel, high fuel. There's bonus number 2. And we are closing in on bonus 3. Definitely going to bring in 1 car this time. There it is. Max, I'm prepared to, but we're not going to make it. Max has to go around again. Still not there, but are we closer? No, we lost 1%. So we need to go back the other way on downforce. Okay. Now, for these guys, the handling's good. Speed balance is right about where we were before. We're going to switch you over to race trim. We're going to send you out there for 12 laps, and we're good on the super softs, or at least Max will have us good. So we're going to get the softs going. Dry to the end, yes we are, so no good trying to do wets or intermediates. And we're going to bring Max back in. We have 12 laps worth of fuel, so we're going to go on to overtake mode. $97. Okay, so we went the wrong way. We had moved 2/10, so that's where we were. We go back 2/10 the other way. Race trim, 12 laps. And softs. Alright, so now we have both cars going for the race setup and the soft setup. Ooh. Rain? It looked like rain fell for a moment. Yeah, track grip wasn't increasing here for a little bit. Nobody's running the softs, that is odd. I still don't have the setup quite right, so let's go ahead and bring Herda in this time. Make sure we have it where we want it. So go ahead and attack for now. Next, go ahead and push to keep your tires in the happy zone. Okay, there's level 2 on the bonuses. Speed balance has dropped to good with that ever so slight difference, but downforce is where we want it now. So this is actually a good thing because now I know which direction to go on the speed balance, which will be towards acceleration. We may just have ourselves a 98% or so. I think we're going to go a little too far on this. Yeah, that's too big of an adjustment, so we will try. We'll hit level 3 here pretty soon. And the tires as well. We have 2 sets of softs for the race, which is definitely a good thing. Okay, Max, I'm going to get him in this time just to make sure we've got his setup where we want it. Ooh, see, we actually went the wrong way on him as well. Okay, so we did not find what we wanted. Okay, well, that's left and right. There we go, left and right. So a little less camber. But now the downforce. We were great. Way over there to the right. And there. And here. That's a pretty big gap to have great. And that was okay. So I'm wondering if we actually went the wrong way. But the shuffling here dropped us back. So why don't we bring it back and go to here. Oh, that's where we were. I'm gonna try that. And from, oh, dang it, but then that throws off. What about the rear? Can I get the rear? Okay, handling's good like that. But not the speed. Wait. We went the right way. Okay. Okay, Max is not done. Max, come back in. I'm going to send him out and come right back in. We're going to hit those bonuses, no problem. There's 3 minutes to get there. So, attack, and come in this time. Yeah, there you go. There's bonuses are done. I can actually bring in both cars. And Herta's going to have to go around one more time. I just missed his timing on that, but... Aha! See? We did... I read that right. At 99% now. So, the downforce was back the other way. It was the handling and speed balance that dropped us that 1%. Downforce went up by about 1%, but we lost a couple percentage in handling the speed balance when we made the minor adjustment here. Well, actually, it was just an adjustment here, but it affected these both negatively. So there you go, 99%. Bonuses are done. I'm not going to work on the mediums. I can't get anywhere on the intermediates or wets, and there's not enough time anyway. So go ahead and sit this one out, the last 50 seconds there, Max. And Herta, we'll get you back in, maybe? No, time's up. So he got what he got. Two excellents and a great. Oh, and it's raining for the qualifying. It said it was going to be cloudy. There's a reason why the Ardennes Forest is so green. Oh, it's going to dry out though. It's going to dry out, so we're going to wait to head out onto track. I will take the super soft bonus. Not worried about rare rates. How did we do here? 98%. Just missing where we really, really want to be. But close enough. 98's good. Alright, we'll just leave the intermediates on the car for now. We'll fake everybody else out. They won't be fooled, but here we go. Take qualified. And we wait for it to dry out at about the 5-minute mark. These times are going to mean absolutely nothing, except for Lando Norris, who gets that bonus time, that glitch, that bug. Track is totally soaked, but it will dry out in the final 2 minutes. So we're going to take one run on Super Softs. There we go, track's drying out. It's not time to get out there yet though. Time is 1.5 minutes. So we need about 2.5 minutes to get out on track. And I'm going to have to send them both out at the same time. So 2.5 minutes. Okay, it's just about that time. Just about that time. Ready? And pause. I'm going to decide who I'm going to put on auto and who I'm going to try to manage. Herta's at full 2020, but Max is current form 8.5. But Herta's is at a 7. And I don't think... He does have a bonus to fitness. I don't know if that's going to keep him at 12. Well, both need to get sent out, so let's take care of that part. Wow, that means I've got 3 sets of super softs for the race, 2 sets of softs, and 1 set of mediums for the race. How much rain we're going to get, we don't know. All right. Okay, both cars heading out onto an out lap. Now, auto's off. I think Herta with full 20s is going to be better on race day. Max could outrace him right now very well, but we'll put him on the auto. Now, here we are through Eau Rouge. Okay, have a hard time here to getting the tires up. Just a little overheated, just a little cold, and Max a little worse on the brakes, a little better on the tires, but pretty similar. Now the downside here is I've got them out at the exact same time, so Herta is actually blocking Max, the other way around. Max is blocking Herta, and he's not getting very clean air. Herta's looking the quicker of the two at the moment, but he's having to fall in line behind him, so this is really hurting. They're going to be on extremely similar times as a result, but Herta looking to make a move around Verstappen and then has to back out of it. So Herta's lap is completely compromised by my inability to at least separate them by a few seconds. That was my mistake. Leaving it on pause and selecting both of them to go out, but time is up. We should have okay times here. Enough for 13th and 15th, which is right about where the cars belong. Herta actually does go faster, but he couldn't get around Max. So I had him a little closer to the middle where we want to be, and he did appear to be faster on the lap, but he could not get around Max and had to check up at least twice. Got some dirty air. I had to have slowed him up by a tenth or two, maybe 3, which wouldn't have made a big difference in position anyway. But 13th, 15th, that's okay. We are not last. But Margasov is on pole. And as I'm already a bit behind on time, we're just now getting into the race, obviously. Ooh, let's see here. We have a race that where is it? Hey, laps. Oh, there you go. 22. 22 laps. And it's going to be dry for 5, maybe 6 or 7 laps before we change over. So that's definitely super softs to start. And then we'll have to go from there and adjust. Beautiful thing for me is when I'm on it, which is not all the time, but when I'm on it, I've got better awareness of the weather conditions than the AI does most of the time. So I can benefit from it. So let's go ahead and go with Super Softs for the bonus, as that's what we're going to open the race on, and I don't know how or when and what will happen after the rain. So, nice 30% bonus, but everybody's probably on the Super Softs, unless your name's Carlos Sainz Jr. Alright. Well, there you go. There's a few drivers, including Harold. A bunch of back markers on mediums that are not prepared. That is actually really good for us. There's 8 cars. Let's see, 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8 cars. 8 cars on the wrong tires. Verstappen gets a slow start. Even Herta is down a position to start after Harold had an excellent start. Herta had a decent start, but Harold had a great start. Herta through the chicane there, had a chance to move, but doesn't. Verstappen's down to 19th. Herta's down another spot, but he's got the inside here, 3 wide for a moment. But it's going to become the outside. He's got a chance on the inside again, and no, he's still in 14th. So a little up, a little down. Ultimately in the same spot. Verstappen has closed everybody back down and is now in P18. Both of these cars should move up a little bit with the tire we're on, with the bonus we're carrying, and the fact that we are pushing a little bit. Looks like the rain is not... No, yes it is. It's going to continue to get wet. We don't know if it's going to be dry at all again at any point later on. Herta in 15th here, chance to move back up, but has struggled through this series of turns. Max getting a bit of a run. Closes up on Herta, but can't make a move. Now side by side with his teammate. And ends up dropping back behind Matsushita again. So Herta kind of held him up on that one. Not in a good way. Remember, we do have a bonus now for Herta in fuel consumption. No sign of it at the moment, as he is exactly level with Max. Matsushita uses his ERS perfectly. And I'm in 17th and 18th with just the Renaults behind. For now. So even that looks in jeopardy at the moment. So we are off to a pretty slow start here. Herta, chance to make a move around the outside, gets around Buchanan. Max in 19th. Moves back up to 18th, getting around the Renault of Nakashita, and does so with barely touching the ERS. That was good. Herta is a little higher up, but he's a bit lower on the ERS department, and it is going to be about time to settle these guys down and for the long haul. But however, that long haul isn't going to be very long, as the rain is actually coming pretty darn soon. So I don't need these tires to last terribly long, but I want them to stay in the happy zone, as they're going to perform better. Herta does get around Matsushita to get back up into 15th. Just a touch of ERS, we'll use Max's as well. He closes the gap as the two cars are in front are side by side. The two Haas teammates racing for position. Max, chance to get around. Here comes the rain. Okay, now we're going to go back into push. And we've got to keep an eye out on the front of the field. When they start pitting, we need to pit with them. I don't want to go early. I don't want to go too late. We've got the advantage of being in the back. Max making a move around the Haas up into 17th. Now let's see, Margasov. At this point, not scheduled to come in. Mick Schumacher and Norris, none of them are coming in at this point, as far as we can tell. But let's maybe get here, kind of in a neutral spot with Leclerc. Okay, none of them are coming in so far. Guard Perez. They're lining. Okay, back to 8th here with Sainz. He's on softs. Hanging on pretty well for being on those soft tires. Nobody is pitting this lap. Okay. Max, in order to defend against Matsushita, who had a pretty good run on him, ended up using up all of his ERS there. Which I'm not a big fan of. Okay, it looks like it's that time to come in. We're going to ignore for the moment, but we are going to go ahead and attack. Now this is dangerous because to attack now can result in a crash. But I trust my drivers. They are both 20-20-20-20 across the board, other than fitness for Verstappen with the dodgy neck at the moment. Herta going backwards, though. Alright, now let's check in again. Margasov. not pitting yet. Schumacher's not pitting. None of these guys are pitting yet. Thought for a moment Newgarden was coming in. Marylinen's not pitting. Now, one thing I've got to deal with, though, is that my cars are neck and neck on the track with almost no gap between them. Herta said he wants to come in. Maybe I let him. The track is damp, and it's going to be definitely wet here in a moment. You can see that there is an end to the rain around lap 15. Whether that'll get us off intermediates, though, I don't know. How many laps is that? 10. 16. Okay. Alright, Herta wants to come in now. I say let him. It's a bold move. Verstappen staying out, though. There you go. Cars are starting to come in. He wasn't the only one. It's a good stop. Back out. Currently in P17. Second out of those first... Oh, third out of the first cars that stopped. First 6 cars. Van Dorn is up the road a bit. Now, Max is going to come in this time. I'm going to go ahead and go back down to push because he's at 28%. I don't want him to crash. He is last place on the track of those who have not pit, but he's going to pit this time. Car's in good condition. That makes me happy. I'm going to speed things up a little bit here. Alright, Max heading into the pits. Wow, the front car is still not pitting. Front 13 car is staying out. Max, good stop. 2 seconds, 2.06. There's the teammate going around. Max is further back though. P19. So George Russell has gotten ahead of him. Alright, go to neutral. We're going to have Herta push. He's actually dropped a place. No. It's just that Buchanan has not pit yet. That's the place that he's dropped. Okay, other cars are now pitting, but many of them are still staying out, even though the track is now wet. Give both of these guys a little bit of a run on the straight there. And then after Eau Rouge, we're going to do the same thing. There we go. Alright, so P14, P17, and Harrell and Buchanan have gone full wets. We're a long ways away from full wets. I think they're going to lose a bunch of time. This could really, really work out well for us. I was thinking about not going wets at all. We might have to for a little bit. This could be a multiple stop race. I don't think we're going to get back onto super softs. It looks like we'll finish the race on intermediates. That means there is at least one more stop coming. Ooh, Leclerc and Newgarden both fixing parts. All the front runners are now in. And a lot of them are putting on wets. Alright, so Herta up to P6. Verstappen, P11, and it's the McLaren of Maryline just in front of him. Ooh, he gets around. Marylinen's on wets. So much faster we are. Intermediates is where it's at right now. Track's not yet soaked. And not going to be for a little bit. Now that's going to involve another stop though. Alright, look at all the wets going backwards. There's a few left up here. The fastest cars, Markasov, Schumacher, Norris. Look at that. They're going backwards. Herta is up to 5th place. Verstappen looking to make a move on Norris now. The Mercedes, who's on the wrong tires. It's gonna get wet enough here pretty soon. Definitely finishing the race on intermediates. Now the thing is, do we go to full wets? I think we might have to here pretty soon. But 5th and 10th as it stands right now. I think the track's going to become soaked pretty soon, and those guys are going to have a real advantage. But look how far back they are by going onto those wets too early. And we've got 40 seconds back to Newgarden and Leclerc in the Ferraris. So yes, I think there's going to be an extra stop for us. Soaked. Track is soaked. We've hit the point where it is soaked. It's going to be about 6 laps before we get back to intermediates. So, how big is the gap between us? 5.8 seconds, meaning I could pit both cars this time and put on full wets. Yes, I'm going to lose some track position. But I think we're going to be in good shape. If I stay on the intermediates, they're going to start moving up and passing us. We're going to lose a lot of time. Yeah, it's 6 laps. We could lose 3 or 4 seconds per lap. And then more than that as the tires wear down further, right? Full wets. It's a risk. It is a risk. Now, do I want to risk leaving one car out? And this is going to put him well back with this second stop. But look how much we gained by pitting at the right time before having the right set of tires. Max is not in a good enough position. Herta would be the one to try it on. So Max is going to pit too. Well, this is my strategy call. Alright. So that means attack. Attack. Use a little ERS. A little bit of ERS, get that little boost, and in we go. Now I'm the only one pitting. This is going to put me one stop longer than everyone else. Ooh, the Renault stopped as well. Okay, so we're not the only ones. Nakashita has stopped. Back to push, back to push. Herta's in a better spot than I thought. He's in 14th. So 14th and 18th. Now we'll see how many more of those guys. We're full on soaked now. Back the engine off a little bit, save a little fuel. We're going to use that ERS here in a moment. Okay, nice big gap that he opens. And they are pitting. Look, they're all pitting. Oh man, even... Okay, okay. Russell though, Russell's coming out on intermediates. Russell's coming back out on intermediates. So he's going to try to go the rest of the way. So we are in 11th and 16th. Already on 2 stops. Van Doren's on 2 stops. All the way up in 6th. So Van Doren's having a fantastic race. Perez on 2 stops. Herta's the next best. We are ahead of Nordstrom. Okay, lap 15. 2 or 3 laps and things are going to start coming down. Going to save a little bit of fuel here. I have a feeling that everybody besides Russell is going to end up stopping one more time. If they try to go on the wets, they're going to lose a bunch of time, especially the last 2 laps. All right. Running well, running well. We're in a good position here. But we are outside of the points. We are outside of the sponsor objective. The rain's backing off a bit. Track's starting to dry out. Now Russell is losing time. But he's only 10 seconds down on Verstappen. Herta's going to have him nipped here pretty soon. But if we do end up stopping again, okay, turn up the engine mode a little bit. Turn that back down. Let's do max. And right through Eau Rouge and then attack. And turn that back down. We're good on fuel. The rain's really slowing down now. It's barely raining. The track's going to dry out really quick. It's still soaked, but I think it's going to go to wet here really soon. Which means we'll want to be on intermediates. Uh-oh. Max, what are you knowing? You lost a place to Buchanan on used wets? Ooh, it's down to wet. It's down to wet. Max is coming in now. Max is going to pit. That's too late for Herta. But I'm going to get Max in. Oh, ouch. Ouch. The wing, too. Yes, okay. Intermediates. Yeah, softs are not, super softs are not going to happen. It's still going to be wet all the way to the end. Max, attack with the little bit that you have left. Herta, you're going to attack this lap. And go ahead and turn up the fuel mode also while you're at it. Most everybody in the back is in. Max out quickly, gets ahead. of the Haas of Buchanan. So, great job, pit crew. Great job. Meanwhile, Herda needs to come in. His car's okay. He's not going to have a problem. I don't think these other guys are going to pit, which means they're going to lose a bunch of time. However, who can afford to? Hold on. Hold on. Is this where I take my bold chance? There are 4 laps to go. These tires will make it 4 laps. This car is going to make it 4 laps. None of these guys are stopping. None of them. If I don't stop, I might hang on to 10th. I've got a 4-second gap. And the first one on intermediates is Russell. He's 15 seconds down. I don't think he's going to pick up 15 seconds. I think Herda could hang on to 10th if none of these cars stop. Now Verstappen's going to attack and he's going to try to move up. I think we can get Newgarden, but I mean, that's 14 seconds. Cancel. Neutral. Go ahead and do ERS too, because you're in the right spot for that. Ooh, okay. Siamsol is pitting. The Ferrari's pitting. Now it just opened up a huge gap. Look at that. Yeah, I know, I know. I don't want you to retire, Max. But it's not looking so good. You're actually only in 17th. But there's only a few laps to go here, so... I'm not going to turn up the engine mode, though. Okay, so Herda is up to 9th place now. And the other cars, they are pitting. Oh my goodness, they are all pitting. I've got 10 seconds over Russell. I'm taking my chance. I am taking my chance that we are going to be able to make it. Now I can actually push also. Everybody is pitting. 3rd place. I'm going to be slower. I'm not going to be on the podium. I'm already off of it now. But look at the gap. Russell is all the way up to 5th down. Three laps, and this lap's already nearly done. I'm losing time. I am definitely losing time. But some smart ERS management, the extra fuel to burn, 2 laps to go. I'm going to hang on to the points, just how much so. I lost a lot of ground there, and there's a lot of cars coming. There's 5th. The time now, it's down to damp. Now it's really bad. It's really bad now. Max isn't going... Oh, goodness. 0% pit. We're going to fix the car. We're going to fix the car. We're going to finish in last, so fix everything. Max is done. Oh, great. This is not going well. I knew these last two laps were going to be too slow. That's what I had called it out, but we were taking our risk. We were taking our chance. It wasn't while it was wet. It's now that it's damp. Pit. Super softs. That's all we can do. We're already outside of the points. 12th place. We're going to take the risk. for you, and I can't. Max is going to be pitting. Oh, Max is behind us. Max is behind us. This did not work out. Ah, so close. Dang it. I knew I should have pit him. My last 2 cars almost. Okay, so 18th. At least Max made it to the pits and we'll get the car repaired now. It's going to allow us to work on the car in between races a little bit faster. Newgarden's got a problem, so that's good. Race ending. How is it that Newgarden is catching us? I know he's in a Ferrari, but come on. Really? He's on intermediates. There we go. We flew away there, but... Ay, ay, ay. Waiting on one car to finish. That's me. Max. 18th and 20th. So, we lost an engine. And had a bold strategy move definitely not pan out. I was maybe in contention for 10th or 11th, so I probably threw away a point there, maybe even 9th. So I might have thrown away 2 points on that move. Was hoping for maybe a 4th or 5th, and boy, oh boy, it was looking like it until, well, 3 to go when these guys all pit. And I went, oh my goodness, it could work out. Lap 2, it collapsed in the final 2 laps. If anything, that was time to pit and put on super softs and not intermediates. It worked out through this phase, just not the final phase. Well, no points today. Ooh, Norris. 4-place penalty. Still on the points. Verstappen still 4th overall in the championship standings, but Perez is definitely closing him down. And we dropped to 9th. Renault picked up a bunch of points there. Ouch. Ouch, ouch, ouch. Oh, man. 7 rounds to go. That's going to do it for this episode. I'm Decathlon Gamer. And remember, I'm aiming for the best of the best. So if you're ready to join me on my journey, hit subscribe and tune in next time on my road to the record. Bye for now.